Hey YouTubers, got another video review for you today. Well, a few days ago, I got a package in the mail from a company called Atlantic Flag and Pole. And I went ahead and took it out of the box, and I gotta say, I'm really impressed with it. It's a really nice flagpole. This is one of their Phoenix flagpoles, and you know, it's really good quality. It's made out of a 12 gauge T6 aluminum, and you can see right here at the very bottom, I opened it up where you can see just how thick that it is. A lot of flagpoles on the market, yeah, might be cheaper, but the quality of them is not as good, and the gauge of aluminum is usually not as thick. So why is that important? Well, in strong winds, you definitely want something that's going to be thicker, that can hold up to the abuse of the wind. I mean, this thing's going to be outside all the time. And they even took it a step further, and they put an anodized coating on there, so you don't have to worry about it, you know, looking bad after several years of use. It's always going to look nice. So can't wait to get this thing installed, and I'm going to go ahead and just show you how to install it and show you some tips that some of the other YouTube videos hasn't. And first things first, you want to get you some work gloves and a hat. First things first, you gotta have gloves and a hat. Here in Tennessee, it's been in the 90s, so I've been roasting the last couple days. The first tool that is definitely handy for digging the hole is either a trenching type shovel that's got the little narrow head. You can use a regular shovel, but it's gonna be hard to get in and out of the hole. And as you can see, I've already dug the hole there, and you know, I was able to use mostly the trenching shovel. I tried using the post hole diggers, but I just couldn't dig down very good with them, just simply because this Tennessee clay just gets so hard after you get about a foot down. You hit just nothing but clay, and so the post hole diggers was definitely not my friend. But once I started getting real deep, I had to switch over to something that I've not seen a lot of YouTubers use, or in installation videos on flagpoles anyways, and that's a pry bar, just a metal pry bar. It's about 5 foot tall. You can pick them up at Home Depot or Lowe's, and you know, they're kind of hefty. They probably weigh about 20-30 pounds, but it really helps get that hole dug out to the depth that you want, and it just makes it a heck of a lot easier. As you can see, the very end of it's only about probably 2.5 inches wide, and it's sharp, and so you just jab that down into the hole, and it's able to really knock that clay loose. It makes it a lot easier than post hole diggers, in my opinion. So that was definitely the way to go. And like I said, you can pick these up at Home Depot. I think they're about $33. So if you're digging a hole right now with post hole diggers and you're fighting it, go grab you one of these and make it a lot easier for you. Now, I gotta say, the directions are very clear that they provide you with. It tells you everything you need to know, and then it tells you right here that the hole needs to be 28 inches deep, and then you need to have it 14 inches wide, and then you want to leave the ground tube sticking up about 1 inch out of the ground. And it also tells you to put about 6 inches of pea gravel down in the bottom. So while I was talking about the ground tube, when you get it in the box, it already has a bolt and nut installed, so that way it's pretty much a stopper for the flagpole, so it don't slide all the way down to the bottom. And then it's labeled right there, that's the top, and then there's a cap right in the top of it, so you don't accidentally get no concrete in it. Now when you go to install it, you want to leave it about 1 inch sticking up out of the ground, and the reason being is because when it's into the ground, you want to be able to put this locking band collar on there. And what that does is, once you slide the flagpole in there and tighten this down, it prevents somebody from just walking up in your yard and stealing your flagpole. So that's a pretty good feature. So some other tools that you might need is a level, and then a post level. If you have one, it works a little bit better. So when you, let's say you're trying to center up the flagpole and get it level, once you've got it into the ground, you just put this on there and you can check it going this way, and then you can turn it over and check it that way. So make sure it's nice and level. So the flagpole stands straight up and down. And then you're going to need a ratchet and socket or a wrench for this. And this is a 1/2 inch head on that. So when you go to tighten that up, it makes it easier if you just have a 1/2 inch socket and a ratchet. Now you're going to need some pea gravel. I picked this up at Home Depot. It's like $5 for a bag of pea gravel. And then as far as the concrete mix that I'm going to be using this fast setting concrete mix. And the reason I like using this stuff is because it sets up really quick. It's 20 to 40 minutes, but then you don't have to mix it like traditional concrete. You just pour the dry mix into the hole. Then you pour a gallon of water on top of it. It pretty much just soaks in all that water and just makes it harden just like normal. Now if you prefer to mix it, you can, but I've used this stuff before. It works great. I've even got on their website just a few minutes ago, and it says it's great for setting flag posts. So I thought, well, let's give it a shot. But first things first, I'm gonna go ahead and put the pea gravel, probably about a 1/2 bag, down in the hole. And once I get the pea gravel down in there, then I'm gonna put that tube down into the ground. So stay tuned. So after you put your pea gravel down in the hole, the next you just want to take the tube and make sure you put it with the top facing up and with the bolt down at the bottom. You just want to take and just put it right down into the middle of that pea gravel and get it centered up the best that you can. And then next you just want to start adding your concrete mix around the edges of that tube. So now I went ahead and put all my concrete down into the hole, and what I want to do next is take and pull the plug out from the top of the tube, and then I'm just going to take and slide my flagpole down into the tube. And the reason I'm putting it down into the tube right now is so I can go ahead and level it. And I don't have much time because I use the fast setting concrete, and it allows you about 20 to 40 minutes is what it says. So while it's still wet, I'm going to go ahead and adjust the pole and get it set exactly where I want it. Now it might take you a few tries to get it where you want it, but you know, just get it right where you want it and put you a little more water around there and mix that concrete up and try to get it packed down in there. And then I'm gonna put a form around it. I'll show you what I mean here in just a minute. All right, guys. Well, sorry the camera cut out on me a little bit there. It overheated. But anyways, I went ahead and put the concrete into the ground and got everything smoothed out. Now, I did buy extra concrete. I bought like an extra 50-pound bag so I could go around the top part there. And that way, you know, I wanted it flared out a little bit because I might put something there in the future. I'm not sure yet. But I also wanted to be able to put concrete further around it so I don't have to deal with weeds getting around it. And, you know, and that way if I want to ride up on the side of it with a lawnmower, I can. It's about 2.5 inches thick around the edges. Now, I didn't leave any room myself for the lock, the clamp that fits down there around the bottom, just simply because I live in a good neighborhood. You know, I ain't worried about nobody stealing the flagpole out where I'm at. I'm out in the country, and so, you know, yeah, I just don't have to worry about that. Plus, I'm pretty good ways off the road. Now, I'm not going to mess with trying to put the flag on there today, even though It says that I could use the post within like 4 hours because this is the quick setting stuff. There's no real rush on putting it on there, so I'm gonna leave it the weekend. But I am gonna go ahead and put the topper on there. And before I screw the topper on, one thing that caught my eye is right there. It says made in the USA, even on the topper. And you know, it's pretty cool to be able to put a product, you know, in your yard that's made in the USA. It's hard to find anything anymore that's made in the USA. You know, you just screw that piece down. Then I've got that piece screwed all the way down, and you know, it doesn't take much to screw it in, but you know, it's pretty much ready to go. You know, all I gotta do next is just put the flag on there. But you know, back to what I was saying, you know, it's nice to have a flag that, or the pole was made in like Idaho. The flag was made here in the US as well. So you know, every bit of this kit that I seen, everything was made in the USA. So I got to give it to them on that. It was very easy install. It literally took me a few hours to dig the hole because it was really hard until I get that pry bar out there, and it made it a lot easier. All right, when you buy the flagpole, it comes with like a security locking band, and you might use this, you might not. You know, if you're worried about somebody stealing your flagpole, then I would definitely use it. It's very simple. What it does is it just slides over the flagpole, and it clamps the flagpole to the tube that goes into the ground. I decided not to use it just simply because, you know, I'm not in an area where I have to worry about somebody stealing it out of my yard. But you know, it's very simple. It just takes a 1/2 inch socket, and you just tighten this band up, and like I said, it just clamps the tube to the flagpole and prevents somebody from just being able to walk up in your yard and pick it up. I chose to go a different route. I added some extra concrete in here, and I made it a lot wider than the hole that I specified in the instructions. The reason I did that was because I want to be able to ride around it with the lawnmower and ride the lawnmower up on the concrete there and not have to weed eat this all the time. And so I chose to do that last minute, and so I took the concrete and I raised it almost to the top of the PVC tube there. So if you're going to do that, just make sure you don't get no concrete inside the PVC tube so the flagpole can slide in and out with no problems. But anyways, I'm very happy with the flagpole. I think it's very good quality. When you buy some of the other flagpoles, you never know where the materials come from, and you never know where they're made, usually in China. So this is a good quality, not worried about it failing, and it does have a limited warranty on it, so you know, if something does happen, you should be covered. Hey guys, I just wanted to show you how to raise and lower the flag. It's very, very simple. What you want to do is just take, and since I have the flag extended out, you just want to take and pick up on it, and you turn clockwise to your right, and you just move it over just a little bit, and just grab a hold of the pole and slowly let it down. Don't let it drop. It's not good for it, but just slowly let it down, and then it lowers that first section down into the bottom tube. And then the way that you lower it down is the second section is you pick up on it and turn it counter or clockwise and just slowly lower it down. And then you can see I'm running 2 flags on this pole, and the first little swivel tab comes down right here, and you can see you've got the second bottom flag hooked to it right in there, and then it just slowly lets down. And then there's the third section, and then you raise up, turn it clockwise, and slowly lower it down. And then you can see there is the top part of the second flag and the bottom part of the very top flag, and there's a swivel, a double swivel right here, you know. And then you just slowly lower it down, and that's how you lower your flagpole. The way that you raise it up is just repeat the steps in reverse. You raise it up, and then you take and you turn it counterclockwise. So you're going to twist it back to your left, and you can see it's locked the first section into place, Then you raise the next section up. And then once you get it raised up, you turn it to your left and it locks into place. And then to raise the final section, you just raise it up. And you'll know when it gets to the bottom, it stops. And then you turn it to your left and it's locked in place. So it's very simple to do. You can see that I can pretty much do it one-handed, you know. So I've been happy with it. All right, guys, I'm going to show you how to add the second flag to the flagpole here. It's very, very simple. You just go right here where it's got this upper swivel ring, and you'll notice that the top flag has got the little clip right here. You just go below that and you hook into the clip, and you can see I'm flying my Trump flag. And for the bottom part, you just want to take and hook it in just like that, and now you have both flags. And it's a calm day, but it's really nice when the wind's blowing and you can see Old Glory flying. And so anyways, I haven't had any problems with the flags getting tangled up or any of that. And you know, they seem to be able to swivel really good with those swivel rings. So I've been really happy with the way that they fly. All right, YouTubers. Well, it's been about 2 weeks. I've had the Phoenix flagpole installed, and I gotta say, you know, it's really nice to have a flagpole when you're out in the yard, or when you walk out your front door. It's nice just to see it out in your yard and everything. And you know, I think it really made the house look a lot nicer. It give it some color to the front of the house, and you know, it's just nice to be patriotic. So anyways, I've got to say I've been very pleased with the flagpole. We had a storm come through the other night, and actually it took some trees down up towards Nashville, and you know, it messed my cousin's house up pretty bad. But anyways, the flagpole seemed to hold up. It's 12 gauge aluminum, so it's able to handle 95-mile-an-hour winds, and I gotta say, I really do like it. It's a good quality flagpole. It's not like one of these cheapies. I was actually in Harbor Freight today, and I actually was just walking around, and I seen one of their flagpoles in there. It was like 50 bucks or something, and I wiggled it because they had it all the way extended inside the store, and I wiggled it, and it was just really floppy feeling, and I knew that the one that I have here is of course a lot more money, but it's a lot better quality, and you know, comes with a limited lifetime warranty, and the aluminum was made here in the United States. The flagpole was made here in the United States by Americans, and so, you know, it's nice to know that you got a good quality flagpole that's gonna last and not bend in half during the you know, windstorm or something like that. All right, guys, well, I've had my flagpole a little over a month now, and I was sitting here tonight watching TV. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning actually, and the Fred storm's coming through right now, and I thought, well, let's run outside and check it out, because I could hear the flag whipping because of the wind. But I just wanted to come out here and show you just how strong that flagpole is. I've got two flags flying right now. I've got the American flag on top, and then I've got a Trump flag down below it. I do have to say the Trump flag is really paper thin. It's just really cheap, and it's been getting wrapped up. But the flag that come with the Phoenix flagpole is doing great. The flagpole itself, you know, it's one thing for me to sit here and tell you, yeah, it's a strong flagpole and it's thicker metal, but you know, when it rides out a storm like this, and the winds were just really blowing real hard, it's proof in the pudding. And you know, this is nothing compared to what it was earlier. The wind was really kicking up hard, and you know, I gotta say I've been really pleased with this flagpole. So anyways, just wanted to do a quick video of it, and I'm fixing to call it a night. Alright, well, thanks for watching. And if you haven't done so, please like and subscribe to my channel. And if you're on the fence about getting a flagpole, then I can definitely vouch that this is a good one and it's a good quality, and you'd definitely be happy with it. See you.